Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how to make a classic Italian focaccia, but with a twist. The texture of this bread is incredible, so crisp on the outside, yet super soft on the inside. And wait until you see our favorite bread dip, you're going to love it. Now let's get started. We'll start with 1.5 cups or 12 ounces of warm water, and I like to have that between 110 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Stir in 1 teaspoon of honey until it's dissolved, then add 1 teaspoon or 9 grams of instant yeast. Once the yeast is stirred in, let that sit and rest for about 5 minutes or until you see a foamy layer on the surface. This indicates that the yeast has bloomed and it will help jumpstart our recipe. In a large bowl, measure exactly 1 3/4 cups or 165 grams of all-purpose flour, making sure to measure correctly. Now add 2 cups or 240 grams of bread flour. This will help give the bread a softer texture. Add 1.5 teaspoons of salt and whisk to combine. Pour your yeast mixture into the center of the flour. Use a mixing spoon to stir together until the liquid is well incorporated into the flour. You should end up with a sticky mass of dough. Next, add 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil and use your hands to mix it in. Work the oil into the dough until it's fully absorbed. Now cover the top and let it rest for 30 minutes at room temperature until it's visibly proofed. While the dough is proofing, let's make the topping. In a small mixing bowl, combine 2 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, half a teaspoon of salt, we'll also need 1.5 teaspoons of finely chopped rosemary and 2 to 3 large minced garlic cloves. Now mix the topping together until it's well incorporated. Now let's set that aside and get back to the dough. You can see the dough is visibly proofed and about double in size. To keep your hands from sticking to the dough, dip them in a bowl of cold water. Now to get that beautiful focaccia texture, we need to develop the gluten strands in the dough. Gently pull the dough up on one side without tearing it, then fold it over onto itself. Rotate the bowl and repeat the process until you have done 4 stretch and folds. Now cover the bowl and let it rest and proof for another 30 minutes. Repeat the stretch and fold process 3 more times, making sure to cover and let the dough rest for 30 minutes between each time. After the 4th set of stretching and folding, we're going to transfer the dough right away to an oiled baking pan. Add 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil into a non-stick 9x13 baking pan. Now transfer the dough over the oil and turn it to coat the dough in the oil. Gently stretch the dough to fit the pan. If you find it difficult to stretch the dough, just cover it and let it rest for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, work the dough to the edges of the pan again. Once the dough is relaxed, it's much easier to stretch. Once you've finished stretching your dough and it's about the size of your baking pan, cover it and let that proof for about 45 to 60 minutes or until it's visibly puffy. Drizzle some olive oil over the top of the dough. Now to create the classic focaccia dimples, use your fingertips to poke into the dough. Make sure not to break all the way through. Re-whisk the topping and evenly drizzle over the top of your focaccia. Spread out the topping evenly. Now let's have some fun and embrace the artist in you. Make a landscape pattern or anything you would like to create. Use vegetables and herbs of your choice. I have a list of vegetables I used in the description box. As you're placing the herbs and vegetables, make sure to press them down lightly. Now last but not least, sprinkle about a teaspoon of kosher or sea salt. Now bake in the center of a preheated oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 22 to 25 minutes or until the top is golden brown. While the focaccia is baking, let's make the quick and easy bruschetta bread dip. We will need the following ingredients: 6 ripe tomatoes, 2 crushed garlic cloves, 2 tablespoons basil, 2 tablespoons extra virgin olive oil, 1.5 tablespoon lemon juice, 3/4 teaspoon salt, and a half teaspoon of ground black pepper. Add all the ingredients to a food processor. Now blend the ingredients until smooth. It's as simple as that. Transfer the bruschetta dip to a medium bowl and garnish with chopped parsley. Chill in the fridge for at least 20 minutes. Once the focaccia is out of the oven, transfer it right away to a cooling rack. You want to get it out of the pan right away, or the steam will make it lose its crispy crust. Finally, drizzle with a little more olive oil and enjoy. The focaccia was perfectly soft and crispy, infused in all the garlic and herbs, and the bruschetta dip just gave it a perfect touch. Hope you guys get a chance to make this recipe, and we'll see you in our next video.